Okay, I put some cards on that one that they said he committed suicide. Twitch, the dancer, and I'll show you what came out. You know, some people are saying, oh, he didn't commit suicide, it was something else that happened, and, you know, speculation and everything. But what I'm getting here is absolutely he committed suicide, okay? Because the center of it, what I'm getting, and I asked him to, you know, kind of overlook this, feeling tied up within his self, his own mental restrictions, okay? That this was at the center of it, that he was feeling just mentally tied, okay? Above it, we have the Ten of Wands. We have all these skulls up here. So it was that burden of death hanging over him. A burden of death hanging over him, and just that everything up in flames for him. And the foundation is Six of Pentacles. So just the reward in life, what he was getting back, I think was lacking, or feeling that what he could give was not enough. But this has to do within his lifetime. The things that are physically happening around him, the exchange, is just not enough for him. It was very difficult because going into it, he faced a lot of emotional loss. And that was just within his own mental thing. The mind and the emotions and the actions, all of these things were in this cauldron, kind of cooking, you know, and it was what was driving him, okay? Because the challenge was his being a star. We have the stars, we have the astrologer, we have, now I don't know about his astrological chart, but it could have been he was going through a difficult time within that. And I think that the bigger thing was him being a star, being looked up to, and feeling within himself that he didn't have enough to give. And, you know, unfortunately, people sometimes that are really driven, really hard on themselves. And I feel like this is the case with him, because what I got with my other cards was the strength was being buried, okay? That he was feeling, you know, rather than having strength, that was buried. He had the opposite. He was feeling this lackluster and weakness and just didn't have the strength to pull himself through. Now the other one I got, the house and the lemming follower. So what was it he was following? What was in his house? What was driving him? This is that, you could see over here just the weight of life, of what was moving, the energy, okay? And all of this stuff was weighing down on him. It just feeling like he couldn't get up, like he couldn't move. He was restricted mentally, emotionally, and in some way this was affecting his physicality again as well. And the last one I had was death. He was driven by this. So this is telling me everything. This mental restrictions of death. So yes, it was a suicide. He was driven, restricted in his mind, his emotions, his actions to be able to function, was feeling that maybe he wasn't giving enough. He was looked up to a star. It was maybe getting progressively more difficult for him. And again, just really hard on himself where he shouldn't have been. Okay? Yeah, so let's look and see what's underneath of it. I haven't looked at these, so I don't know. Temperance. So for me, a lot of times the temperance means like a cooling off. No longer on fire, no longer, things are cooling off for him when it comes to his what? The things he's working on. His things in life that are coming forward, his ability to work on things, okay? When it comes to being able to be celebratory with others, to have that emotional upliftment, okay? Yeah, again, the things that were happening in his life, what he was getting back, and what he was able to give was feeling like it was not enough. I planted these seeds and the harvest I'm getting back, what's growing, what I'm harvesting, was, again, unhappy with it, was reevaluating it. And so this is what drove him, okay? I'm feeling almost like people that have body dysmorphia, okay? That same thing, but within his talent, within his ability to give. Now, he was a great dancer. People looked up to him, but he did not see it within himself. Okay, feeling like he's wearing a mask. If they only knew what was really there, okay? Almost feeling like being fraudulent or something. He may have been starting to have some difficulty with his physical form, okay? But we have, again, Queen of Cups, the Pandora's box of emotions. Now, in this one, it's looking like that. What I'm getting from that is like, what's that drink that you drink, and it's that green drink, and it's causes like hallucinations and stuff. They call it the green fairy. But I feel like that was his emotional stuff, that he was in this realm of, it wasn't being realistic, okay? The King of Swords, again, he was surrounded by these ideations of judgment, okay? And trying to preserve through trying to what's the word I'm looking for? Trying to stave it off, trying to keep himself safe, but he was feeling hung up, okay? Again, restriction driven by these dark elements that had him chained and tied, and what he was tied by was this mental drama that was going on, the emotional stuff of a depression, okay? We have this feeling of an abuse of power. So this was like, when I'm seeing this abuse of power, when it comes to that overwhelming mental spin that you can't get out of. An overwhelming mental spin that you cannot get out of. This stuff was just coming in on him. Couldn't figure the way to go forward. And this caused the Tower moment. Because of all this physical, okay, the things of illusion, delusion, these mental fabrications and emotional fabrications of things not grounded. Okay. So he had all these cups of emotional stuff going on. It became overwhelming. He had these mental restrictions of darkness within himself. Felt like he couldn't give enough. Like he was almost, and we have how many comedians have we seen that wound up dying because on the outside they're trying to make fun of things and of themselves and this and that, but inside they're really hurting many times. Okay, well, in a way it's sort of like that for him, that just mentally he felt like a fake and a fraud because people are all looking up to him. And he didn't feel like he had enough to give as to what people were holding him up to. Which is really sad because he was really a very good artist. Okay? But it was feeling like, okay. I'm seeing somebody come across the stage and getting their diploma. Okay? I didn't earn it. I don't have the qualifications. I don't have the PhD. I don't have the, he had a natural ability and a natural talent. And I don't know why he would discourage that and think it was not enough. Yeah, but I just feel was him with this dark, brooding, mental stuff that he couldn't get away from. The storyline, the soap opera that he was in within his own mind drove him to suicide, to get out of the suffering. And that's, that's sad to see when somebody is caught in that mental fabrication of not being enough, not, rather than seeing he was bringing joy to people, that he was, But you get that again with celebrities too. You get a constructed image. You have image makers. And they know that they are not that image that's being presented. Okay? But people expect them to be that image. And so you have this difficulty that comes out of it. Because they know that they are not that image that's been constructed and put out there to public. I think, a number of actors, they go into it because they want an alternative reality than what they're living. They want to live somebody else's life, somebody else's thing. And then sometimes they lose themselves within that. They live a part, they kind of become that part in a way, and then they have trouble to disconnect from it. So there can be sometimes this confusion that rises with them. And then sometimes, you want the fame You want that name and fame and stuff, but then it becomes a cage. Because now you have no freedom. There's great freedom in being anonymous, just a face in the crowd, okay? But if you are a celebrity, everybody knows your face. Everybody, they've got an image of you, what you should be, what you shouldn't be. They have this constructed idea, okay, that they judge you by. And so now, when you wanted to have a pedestal, now that pedestal comes with a cage, okay? And so this is another thing that happens in Hollywood with people. You have no private life anymore. You have no freedom just to be yourself. You are always judged by people's constructed idea about you, this image that they've put in place. And so one can lose themselves in this hoopla. And so fame and fortune comes with a price. It comes with a gilded cage. I just see being stuck in this cage. Yeah, you've got the surroundings of money and there's trappings and this and that and on a pedestal, but you've got no freedom anymore. There's no freedom to enjoy it because you are expected to be what people are projecting you to be. I think this is part of something that happened with him as well. People have a constructed image of what they expect him to be, and he felt like he was not that. Okay, as well. Another driving force that happens with people in that industry. Yeah, I feel also with him a bit of sadness that he's not there now for his children, etc. He's not suffering, on the other side, but he sees the loss that they're feeling because of what he did, because he took his life. Yeah, so that's that, And that's about it, whatever one is going through, this is going to pass, It's not insurmountable. Not insurmountable. So look at what's driving these feelings, okay? Look at what's driving it. What is underneath of it that is pushing that? Yeah, I just feel like it's being in the chariot with the horses that are out of control, okay? Yeah, rather than handling and having the reins and being able to guide it, they're just, Yeah, you need to take control of the reins. You need to drive where things are going rather than letting it be out of control. So I'm going to leave this here and I'll see you online.